So the dash button, while jumping in the air, it may be used in the air. That's kind of redundant, but it's a pretty useful ability, so I'll hang on to it. And next, we have the spider. Normally, if I was playing as X, this is actually who I would start with, just because he's a very easy Dr. Light capsule right at the beginning of his stage. Oh my god, I can dash in the air now. This is where the Dr. Light capsule would be, right here. Yeah, it's really that easy. I cannot imagine trying to do this shit in X6. I would be dead about 10 times right there. Yeah, it's kind of a boring level. Kind of a really boring level. I like that Repliforce has giant beehives. If you've got Magma Dragoon's weapon, you can actually burn your way through this area, which is necessary for the heart tank that's coming up. Which is right there. And you can take a nice shortcut here. And we're at the boss. Very unimpressive level. Some Shakespearean dialogue there. This boss can be a little jarring if you start off with him like I do with X, just because he does the same thing over and over and over, and it's not that easy to avoid if you're not really good at wall jumping already. His shot always angles into you, goes down, and then comes back up. And when he gets low on health, he puts down a huge web. And he'll just start doing that, including shooting little spiders at you. Spiders are easy to kill and to avoid. It's the web he shoots, because since he's moving all over the place, you don't really know where it's going to come from. I finished him off with style. Another complicated word. This ability is actually pretty damn powerful. The problem though is it's so fucking slow and you have to be completely stationary to do it. So having defeated 4 Mavericks, we will now have to deal with the Colonel. This will happen irregardless of who you're playing as, except there's a little bit of a difference. X actually has to fight the Colonel. Zero, on the other hand, well, you'll see it.
Colonel! What? I'm disappointed in you, Colonel. What do you think you're doing? It's not too late. Stop the coup now. Never. If that's your decision, prepare yourself!
Stop, please! Brother, please! Don't you remember? Zero saved my life.
Oh. Very well then. I'll spare your life for now. But next time, there'll be no mercy.
Zero, please, don't fight with my brother. If you do, I'm afraid that one of you may end up...
Someone must stop Repliforce.
Zero!
Wasn't that awful? What do you think you're doing? X actually comes out ahead in that particular part of this game, just because at least I get to fight him instead of having to listen to that crap. Alright, next, you can either go to Cyber Peacock or Split Mushroom. Yeah, what the hell, let's fight a mushroom. This is the first of what will become a constant thing in the X series of the mindfuck levels. In that, I have no idea what's supposed to be going on in the background. I have no idea where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be in a laboratory. Seems kind of like a cop-out to me, but... although at least it's not as bad as Cyber Peacock's level. The flowers on the walls that shoot, you can't actually destroy them. You have to run the fuck away as soon as you do blow them up, because they'll just come right back. These things are not instant kill, but they hurt like hell. So you really don't want to get hit. Now we'll get a bit of a mini boss here. This one is a pretty clever mini boss in the fact that you have to kill him before he destroys the floor. And in order to do that, not only do you have to have a pretty good set of weapons to do it at this point, but you have to position him correctly so he doesn't screw you over. And that's the ability we got from Web Spider. Try to get him to destroy the outside first. And don't bungle it like I just did right there. If you don't have the right ability there, he can be pretty tricky in the fact that you're gonna really barely make it on that last platform with him. So apparently we're in the purple part of the laboratory now. Another heart tank. If you have the double jump at this point, that's a complete joke in order to get. And what Mega Man game would be complete without an elevator sequence? Yeah, it does get a little hairy at points, but it's nothing you haven't seen it by now. And here's our boss, who is utterly ridiculous. His whole deal is he makes lots and lots of clones of himself, which is kind of a staple of the series, that a boss has to do that. When he splits into two, he fights exactly like Gemini Man from Mega Man 3. If you catch him when he's making these clones, as he's coming down, you can actually lock him into the loop and just hose him that way. But apparently I don't like to do that. Not like it's very hard anyway. With Mega Man, this is such a joke. You can just stand back and shoot him with an electric shot. What do we get? We got that again. With the correct timing. So Zero now has what essentially becomes his iconic double jump, which borderline breaks him on some parts of this game. But like I mentioned before, if you have trouble getting the heart tank in Split Mushroom, if you go back into it now it's a complete joke. So let's go fight a giant peacock. Cyber! This is a neat little mindfuck stage in the fact that whenever you get to one of those, you are actually timed. And if you get through with an S rank, you get a reward. Got an extra life. Another S. Heart tank. I'll take it. Oh, double jump, I missed you. And your incredible brokenness. And there you go. Energy tank. It's our last one. If you play as X in that part, you actually get an ability from Slit Mushroom that allows you to kill all those eyes, which means you can just run right the fuck through everything. It's even easier. The switches on the ground reverse the gravity and they actually flip the room upside down. A gimmick that will be revisited numerous times throughout the series. And that's the end of the level. Apparently I got lost in a single part hallway. Whatever. Now because this guy's weakness is actually supposed to be what you get from Split Mushroom, technically Zero does not have it, except that the Magma Dragoon weapon actually makes him flinch, so that becomes his weakness here. He's being an asshole this time. That's all there is to it. If you let him stay up in the air when he reappears, he'll actually fire a homing torpedo at you. And you don't want that. AKA the Giga Attack. This is another thing that Zero keeps throughout the games, and it's actually his only source of energy use in this one as well, which is the only reason to pick up the weapon tank. And the only reason to have this is to counter one boss.